All right, what's going on, boys and girls? So, as you can tell, this is another reaction video. This particular one, however, is not Upchurch or any country rap. This is a more of a local band that has gotten some national notoriety. These guys are really, really good, and I think they're underappreciated by a lot of people, which is too bad because these guys have busted their ass. Papa Roach loves these guys, Jacoby and those guys. Uh, what I will say is the only groups that I can make a comparison to these guys to is um, Fundamental Elements of Southtown POD, not without the religion stuff. Evolution of Hybrid Theory and Reanimation with Linkin Park, less Minutes to Midnight. Um, so what you'll get with a lot of this is very, very different. And funny story is Matt, one of the rapper, I don't know what a rapper, singer, one of the lead vocalists, uh, came into one of the stores I worked in, and he was a local guy. And the funny thing is, nobody knew it. So, like, one of my guys was one of the people I was working with. He was talking to him, and he was like, "Hey, you should check out my band." And this guy's telling me about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, what was his name?" And he gave me Matt's name, and I was like, "Oh yeah, his band's from, let me guess, from Ashes to New." And he was like, "Yeah, how do you know?" I'm like, "Because I've heard these guys. I've been listening to these guys since about before day one. If like their EP, their like 4-track EP, like the Fight and all that stuff, like." Those songs I remember. This is before they changed vocalists, like singing vocalists. So, enough of me rambling. Let's get into this particular video. Any guy on Patreon, all that crap down below. I'm not going to sell all that shit to you like everybody else does. Let's roll into this music video.
I'm broken, I'm hoping for a reason to keep on going. Doors open and closing, everything seems like slow motion. I've chosen this moment to stop my self-erosion. I'm focused on owning myself, my own opponent. But in this moment that is falling apart, I keep thinking, is the path I've chosen where I should start? I keep sinking, I'm dying every second I'm alive, every.
So, okay, two things that I like about this so far. So they have Eva Under Fire. The fact that this is the intro is very different. Usually there is some synth and that kind of stuff like a normal hip hop track would have, but the infusion of the acoustic is a different element because usually these guys are more crunchy guitars and stuff. Just like usually it'll start with kind of the minimalist synth stuff. In the electronica sound, I guess, ambient sound, and they added the acoustic, which is a really different twist to what they normally do. So it still gives it that minimalist sound and the clean vocals into it, and then they start building, and then they switch into. I'm assuming the first verse, the chorus, like they start singing the chorus. From what I'm gathering, I haven't obviously watched all this, so we'll find out.
Second I'm alive, I'm trying to feed the fire that's inside me, the fire that's inside. I'm dying every second I'm alive, this life's reflection in my eyes. Reminds me the scars make me stronger. I won't go quietly, won't let the past confine me. I don't know why I see what I've tried to put.
So first off, I like the switch up to the female vocals. Awesome. It's a different element for these guys. The line that I liked in that stack though was, "I'm not going to let every moment past moment define me." That to me is a motto to fucking live by. We can live in the past, we can learn from the past, or you can. There's two ways you can react to something. It's how you react to a situation that determines what you learn from the situation. So for anybody that's going through like yelling and screaming, and Lord knows I do that every time I do a reaction video for Linux stuff, but learning from your past and understanding that the lessons you learn from stuff in the past makes you who you are today.
Put behind me, but in this moment that is falling apart, I keep thinking, is the path I've chosen where I should start? I keep sinking, I'm dying every second I'm alive, every second I'm alive. I'm trying to feed the fire that's inside me, the fire that's inside. I'm dying every second I'm alive. This life's reflection in my eyes reminds me the scars make me stronger.
Every second I'm alive, I'm getting closer to my grave. I try my best to just survive, feels like I'm broken every day. I'm hoping that I make it, I'm open but I'm vacant. I'm closed inside this basement, time to try to fight to shake it. I'm shaking and I'm waiting, still debating on which way to go. I'm swaying and I'm fading, no escaping, still afraid to know. Inside my thoughts I'm racing, so I'm bracing for the weight of stone. The world is on my shoulders that I may just have to change alone.
So my I'm just taken back by the mixing, and this is very different from what I'm used to from these guys, and I'm okay with that. Like the female harmonies over the rapping, like the vocal, like the haunting vocal, from Eva Under Fire. Like there's so many elements that I'm not used to in this track from these guys. The solo is something that they generically don't do. They usually stick to crunchy, heavy guitars. I like this evolution. And the line in the chorus about the scars, the scars make me stronger is true, because we can take those lessons in life, those wounds that time heals. However you want to heal them, they're always going to be there. But when you look at them, it's the lessons you learn and what you take away from them that define how those affect you. So tattoo, example, to put it in more of a literal term, like the tattoos and stuff that I have are all for my brother who died. Like the ones on my forearm, that's for an inward reminder to myself of him. That's like the other one's an outward reminder that I will always mourn it, but I'll also move forward. The knuckle tattoos are actually the day he died, because that was a day that changed a lot of stuff for me. My priorities changed. The things I viewed in life that mattered changed. That is an important lesson, and a scar that I'm always constantly reminded of, but I'm also reminded of how significant that scar is, because I've literally been scarred by that moment in my life. And that is such a true statement in that line, that because of those scars, we are stronger.
I'm dying every second I'm alive, every second I'm alive. I'm trying to feed the fire that's inside me, the fire that's inside. I'm dying every second I'm alive, this life's reflection in my mind reminds me the scars make me stronger.
So there you have it, From Ashes to New, every second, featuring Eva Underfire. My take. This is a great introduction to these guys. They changed up a lot of elements for this feature that from like their, I don't want to call it normal formula, but they changed up a lot of elements that if you've listened to these guys, you would have a certain level of like, okay, they generically, not always, but they generically fit into this kind of very loosely defined box. And they don't do that here. The three vocalists swing is really unique because you have the normal clean singer. I believe it's Chris. I'm always terrible on remembering names. Chris. Then you have the feature of Eva Under Fire with the female vocals. Then you have Matt coming in towards the end. Then you have the flip back to the other singers and singing out and harmonizing with the closeout. That is really cool. Like, you don't see a lot of that. And then they throw in a guitar solo, which is not something that generically these guys do. So there's a lot of different elements. But so to me, this is just a dope song altogether, but it's even a better way to kind of introduce Eva Under Fire to somebody or to introduce From Ashes to New to somebody. So like, this is a great collaboration. Matt and you guys and the rest of the band From Ashes to New, Eva Under Fire. I'm definitely checking out more of that. So I don't know what else to say. More, please. The biggest thing I love is that the structure, that three vocalist swing, and then back to the ending out on the duet portion. Like, that to me is really, really cool and really unique. So I got nothing else. It's all good. Great song, great track. Go listen to more. If you like any of these guys, go listen to them. You guys know what to do. Rate, subscribe, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.